Hi everyone, apologies for the setup today. I know the lighting is a bit weird on the video, but hopefully you'll get the message that I need to give you. I am actually working from my father's flat at the moment because he's in hospital and I needed to be close by so I can visit him. But today I have been feeling the need to pass on a message from the DM, and so I'm going to do that now for you. It's incredibly hot in this room. I've had to close the curtains to shield from, because the light was too bright coming through. So the lighting is really weird on the table, I recognise, but bear with me. And if any of you are joining me for the first time, please know that this isn't my usual setup. Okay, so by the way, thank you for all your support, all your wonderful comments in the previous readings. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so and join us on this crazy twin flame journey that we're on. I'm also a divine feminine, so I know exactly what you're going through. So please don't feel I'm just doing readings about twin flames, because trust me, I'm wearing wearing the t-shirt, I was going to say. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so I feel that the DM wants to tell you something today. And so I'm going to do a reading around, like I did last time, how is the DM feeling and how is he feeling about you, DF. So I'm going to start with tarot. Unusual for me really, but I have to go with what Spirit wants. And I'm going to look at how the DM is feeling at this moment. How is he feeling in himself? Please, Spirit. Okay. Ooh, DMs. Do you know, last reading we did, we saw him looking happier, but the first card that's come out, I hope you can see that with this crazy lighting, is the Eight of Swords. So he's keeping himself in some form of mental anguish at the moment. So let's see what this is about. What's this about, Spirit, please? Gosh, you know, the DM is, here we have the World card. The DM is feeling that he's put in a lot of effort to get himself to a position where he feels happy, where he feels he can step forward, and he feels that it's time for him to be rewarded for the effort that he's put in. But for some reason, he's keeping himself in negative energy. Sometimes with a card in that position, I actually feel that that's the past energy and this is the present. I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling that some of this is lingering, and we need to find out what this is all about. So what is this all about, please, Spirit? Right, again, this is about fear. Here he is in King of Cups energy. Again, please don't take this as gender specific, this reading. I will refer to the Divine Masculine as he, just because that's what trips off my tongue. It could also be, you know, a female with Divine Masculine traits, okay? So please take it as you will. But for the moment, Divine Masculine is keeping his feelings all to himself. If you see this King of Cups, he's on an island, okay? And, you know, the King of Cups are loving energy, always loving energy. So, you know, this is a loving king, but he's a king who keeps his feelings to himself. This explains why he's sitting in this energy, because this doesn't make him happy, you know? What he wants is for it, they've just said to me, all to be over. And what they mean by that is, he has visions, the Divine Masculine has visions of having come to you, Divine Feminine, living this lovely life, this fairy tale life with you, everything being lovely, all the difficult conversations behind him, you know, but, and this is what he's seeing here, but he's keeping himself trapped because he's not able at the moment, or hasn't found the courage to actually step forward and express his feelings. He's finding that incredibly heavy. It's weighing heavily on him. I can actually feel it. I can feel it across my shoulders. I can feel it in my chest. He's being weighed down by all these emotions that he's desperate to express, but is finding it very difficult to do so. And, you know, he's seeing you in Queen of Pentacles energy. So he's seeing you as being very articulate. He's seeing you as being, you know, quite regal. He's maybe a bit intimidated by you, Divine Feminine. And this is why he's scared to actually express these feelings. And I know that's the last thing any of us want to hear, because we just want him to step forward and talk, you know? If obviously that won't apply to all of you Divine Feminines, but for a lot of us it does. And, you know, that's all that as Divine Feminines we want. But the Divine Masculine has you on this pedestal. He feels that you're, you know, in control of your life. He feels you're financially stable. He feels that you're just in control, you know, and you therefore are on some sort of pedestal that he's put you on. So in a way, he's keeping himself trapped in this energy because he's put you at such a height, you know. I'm going to pull some more tarot. I want to look more at how he's feeling before we look at how he's feeling towards us. What is the Divine Masculine? How is he going to get out of this situation? How is he going to move this situation on, Spirit? Oh, so we do see him moving on. You know, Six of Swords energy. He may do it in a way you weren't expecting. He may sort of do it at a time you weren't expecting. And he may have friends who are helping him. I think this has come up before. He may well have friends that help him to move forward, that encourage him. I think if you've watched the previous Divine Masculine readings that I've done, you will see that he, at the moment, is talking this issue through with someone. It felt like a wise advisor, and I say that it felt like some sort of counsellor, some sort of person with wisdom and a lot of experience, not just a friend who has their own agenda. It felt like somebody who was really giving him proper guidance. And maybe this is why he's feeling like that. For any of you who've gone through any type of counselling in your lives, you know, you have to face things along the way, and it's a painful journey, you know. Counselling isn't always fluffy. I'm not saying all Divine Masculines are having counselling, but the previous readings have shown your Divine Masculine talking this issue through with somebody who's a learned advisor. And so it may just be that he's being encouraged to step forward and claim what he sees as his rewards. But the thought of doing it is terrifying because he has you on this pedestal. And yet here we see him moving forward with this issue. Let's see what else comes up. Let's see what else. Do you want both of those? No, we want this one. Okay. Yeah, he's scared. He's moving on, but he's actually thinking, okay, you know, where I'm at the moment isn't where I want to be. I know where I want to be, but actually it's kind of secure and I'm holding on to all I've got. So, you know, moving on, you know, am I risking something? You know, am I risking sort of moving on from this sort of weird, comfortable zone that I'm in at the moment, even though it's not comfortable, you know? Lots of confused thoughts going on for him, but I do feel that we certainly see him moving on here, and we certainly see him moving away from this. What I love about the combination of these two cards is that if you look at the direction, he's moving on in this direction, which is heading straight for an open window. Sometimes when two cards come up together and they're in at a certain angle, they have a real significance, and I felt the need to point that out, because it looks like he's moving on, taking his inner self through the open window. So let's see what comes next. This is really interesting. Please don't be disheartened by the fact that, you know, last time we saw him, he was in a great place. He was all, you know, full of intentions. And that today we're seeing him having a bit of a dip and a bit of anxiety. It's natural, you know, any changes that you face, especially if you've built them up to be, you know, pedestal type, they're going to be scary. So, you know, let's give him a break here. Yeah, look, he is going to do it. He's going to come through that window. I wish I had one of those, you know those little flicker books you used to be able to flick and it shows 1, 2, 3 in quick succession. So here we see him. Can we see that? Sorry, my camera worked. Can you see him moving forward, taking his inner self through this open window and taking the leap of faith? How brilliant is that? I love that. Good on you, Divine Masculine, you know? Because, yeah, he's anxious. Yes, he'd preferred to keep his emotions to himself, but he knows what's at stake here. He knows that his Empress is waiting, but he's built you into this pedestal person, this Queen of Pentacles energy, being very regal on this, you know, as I say, on this shiny pedestal. So what's going to happen after the leap of faith, please? What's going to happen after the leap of faith? Right, once he decides that he's making that move, it's all systems go, Divine Feminine, he's going to move forward. He's going to move forward at quick pace. You know, the Chariot takes you forward quickly. He's going to be clear on which direction he wants to go in. And we already know he's coming towards you, Divine Femme. We already know that, and I don't feel any doubt about that in my heart with this reading. So they've just said to me another row, so they're telling us a whole story about where he's at the moment. I'll have to clear these cards in a moment when we've finished looking at him and to do the Divine Femme bit, but let's carry on because this is obviously why they've been telling me to do this reading today. Yeah, he's going to take the lead in this situation. You know, he knows exactly where he's going. The King of Wands is a planner. He looks at things in details, but he's a leader, you know. You know, people say there's a difference. Oh, what's that phrase? There's a difference between a manager and a leader. Is that it? Is that? Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. But it's, you know, there's somebody who truly leads is in tune with, you know, a king who really leads is in tune with their people, basically. So, and he knows the direction he's going in. He's in no doubt. He's a big planner. And, you know, as the Chariot says here, you know, the direction, he knows the direction he's going in. Okay. So he will take the leap of faith. He will head forwards and he will have planned it meticulously, you know, and he will take the lead in this situation. So what else, please? Yeah, and as a part of him, look, here we are with the Knight of Wands. So, you know, he's going to view this as an adventure. So even though he's standing in his king energy, being meticulous about his arrangement and his plans, there's a part of him that is so excited. Because having taken the leap of faith, he's moving forward at rapid pace. And it's bringing up all the joyful emotions, all the excitement. Yeah. Wow. Okay, let's see what else. What else do we have, please? What else do we have regarding the Divine Masculine? Yeah. He's resting his swords. He's putting, you know, all the anxiety, all the difficulties behind him. As I said, he's planning this as an adventure. He's going to need to take time to rest, to, you know, relax. The bad times are behind him. And he has got to look after himself. So he will be making sure that he's okay along the way, you know. Yes, he's going to come rushing in because that appears to be his style. But alongside we haven't got actually a Knight of Swords energy, so this is about forward movement rather than rushing in, because obviously we have the King of Wands who's a real strategic planner. So yes, he's looking at it as an adventure, but he knows that he also needs to get some rest, to take some time, but put the difficult stuff behind him. What else? What else, Spirit, please? Do we have one more? Yeah, he's got to be mindful of this. I get the feeling with this that he is somebody who can easily put himself, he's a worrier, he's a stressor, and he can easily put himself back into the Eight of Swords energy if he's not careful. So, you know, he's got to, on his journey, he's mindful of the fact that he has to stay positive. That, you know, he doesn't want to go over old ground. And, you know, he has a worry about that. He has put the swords behind him. You know, he's a lot clearer now. He knows where he stands. He's taken some time out to sort of reflect. But, you know, there may well have been things happening between the two of you that he really doesn't want to revisit. He wants to see it as a new start. And here you see him focusing on the past, but looking quite upset about it. Yeah. So, you know, he doesn't want to go there. And that's part of what he's fearful about, I think, that maybe, you know, if he approaches you and he has you on this pedestal and he finds you a little bit intimidating, he's a bit worried that, you know, all the old issues are going to be brought up and gone over and over and over. And, you know, he knows that's going to make him feel bad. And some of you will say, well, you know, he shouldn't have gone there, should he? And blah, blah, blah. But you really need to look, Divine Feminines, despite what's happened in the past. Like I keep saying, every single reading, we are all on a journey here. And yes, it's a very difficult journey, I have to say. You know, it's not all butterflies and flowers, is it? You know, we've all had our struggles with the twin flame journey. But if we truly believe in divine timing, and, you know, we truly believe that Spirit and the universe are bringing us together at the right time for our greatest good, then we have to allow the journey to develop in the way it's meant to develop, because whatever has been thrown our way has been for our development, basically. They're lessons that we needed to learn for whatever reason, even if we can't sort of figure out what reason it was. At some stage it will come to light. So, okay, we're knowing how the Divine Masculine is feeling. I'm not going to do clarifiers here because I feel that is very clear. I want to look specifically at how he is feeling. Let me just spread those out a bit. How he is feeling towards Divine Feminine. We know what he feels about his Divine Feminine at the moment, but we need to have a look at what his intentions are. Okay, so shall we stay with Tarot, I wonder, or shall we go Love Oracle? Spirit, what do you want, please? Okay, well, they want us to start with Tarot, and then they want us to go Love Oracle afterwards, which is usually the other way round. But hey, let's go with it. They know what they're doing. Okay. We know, we've seen that one, thank you. Okay, let's see, how does the Divine Masculine feel towards the Divine Feminine at the moment, please? How does he feel towards the Divine Feminine at the moment, please? Which one? That one. Okay, yeah, I mean, he's feeling this mirror energy, you know. So when you're feeling sad, he's feeling sad. When you're feeling happy, you know, he's feeling happy. He's very much feeling that you are, I'll reword that. He's very much feeling the connection at the moment. You know, intuitively, he understands, which is a huge step forward for the DM, because in the past, he didn't understand this connection at all. So, you know, he knows this is intuitive. He knows that you mirror each other's feelings. So let's see how else he feels. How else does he feel, please? Yeah, he's concerned about you, DFs. If you've been feeling very down recently, he's picking that up. Because, you know, in the same way that we had his energy at the beginning, and maybe that's why it's appeared actually, with the Eight of Swords, you know, we had that energy where, you know, we started off with that, where it was him feeling, you know, self-doubting, feeling very restricted, putting limitations on himself, being fearful, you know, and he's worrying about you at the moment. He's worrying that you are, you know, sitting, feeling upset, feeling unhappy, and he wants to show you a better life. He wants to show you the sunshine, okay? But he is picking up your feelings at the moment, and that is why we've got this. But he wants you, as you see, the Nine of Swords are all pointing towards the sun. And the Divine Masculine is realizing that he could help you to be a lot happier. He's recognizing this, Divine Feminine. Divine Feminines, even. Okay, let's see how else he's feeling, because these are interesting cards today. Well, they're always interesting, but this is just, you know. Yeah, there's definite clarity. There's a definite need to, you know, he wants to speak his truth. You know, this can sometimes be, pages can signify children. So there could be a child be either between you, or there could be a child somewhere in this connection. But it also could be that, you know, he has felt out of his comfort zone, that he has felt quite childlike when it came to approaching you and being honest with you. Because if you think about the cards we've just seen, where he had you on a pedestal, in Queen of Pentacles energy, he was quite intimidated. You know, he feels intimidated because he doesn't, well, he's getting to understand these emotions, but they're still scary because they're so intense. And we know that because they are, frankly. But, you know, he's felt quite sort of, he wants to speak his truth, but he's almost felt quite childlike in trying to come forward. So, yeah, you know, maybe he feels sort of quite immature compared to you. Let's see what else. This is a very interesting selection of cards. He's building the strength, you know, and he feels you're a strong person. You know, again, this may be partly why he feels intimidated. You know, he wants to build the strength so he's as strong as the image he has of you. Because even though he knows at the moment that some of you are feeling upset, unhappy, he knows that you're a strong person, and he knows that he's got to measure up if he's coming towards you, Divine Feminine. So let's see, one more row of tarot and then we'll do the Love Oracle, I think. Let's see. What else, please? How else does the Divine Masculine feel? Yeah, he's ready to be your Emperor. Here he is, you know. He's ready to be your Emperor. He's ready to step into that energy. He now fully understands, as we saw with the Moon card, that that is his role. And he knows that he can do it. But, you know, he's been quite childlike in his actions and, you know, in his need. He knows he needs to be stronger to grow up a little bit in order to be your Emperor. Oops. Was it that one? Was it that one? Yeah, okay. He doesn't want to, he actually feels, let me think about this a minute. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want to do things in an underhand way. You know, there was a time when we felt that the Divine Masculine was doing all sorts of things behind the scenes so that he could come to you in an underhand way, you know. And that was out of his fear and his childishness, basically. And, you know, about him sort of not knowing quite how to bring you out of your sad energy if you've been feeling sad. Sorry, I'm hesitating here because Spirit are saying to me, look, you know, some divine masculines still may have this in mind. Whereas they know they've got to be strong and they know that they've got to step into Emperor energy, but some of them, they don't want to do things in an underhand way. They want to be upfront, they want to stand their ground, they want to be proper Emperor energy. They know that this won't cut it. And this is, they're almost like having an inbuilt battle with themselves some days when they sink, they sort of flit between, you know, what shall I say to her, what shall I say to her energy, to I know what to say to her energy, you know? So some days we see, well, maybe if I said this and I go, you know, and I do it behind the scenes, that'll be the way she'll hear me. And then the other's bit of him says, no, hang on a minute, I need to make the right choice here. We're standing in judgment. So I have got to hold my head up high and I've got to be confident and I've got to go for it, okay? So we're seeing this divine masculine flitting between the two energies at the moment, but he knows that he has to build the strength to step into his Emperor energy, and that is what he wants to do. That is what he wants to do. And he feels that's what you deserve, you know? Yeah, again, we have this energy. Didn't this came up before, didn't it? Four of Pentacles energy. You know, we saw quite clearly in the last reading that he was going to be carried. This was like the inner self of the divine masculine was going to be carried through this window to the leap of faith, which was the fresh start. And, you know, there he is again. You know, he knows the choices he makes. There's going to be, he has to make the right call, you know, basically, and he has to hold his head up high. So he knows that it's time to head through the window. You know, he needs to follow the cat's direction. He knows that what he's doing, it's right underneath the strength card. So he knows that it's time to have the strength to go through the window where the light is. Do we want more tarot or do we want Love Oracle? Okay, they said do another row of tarot, so we're going to do another row of tarot. This is unusual. We usually have loads of sets of cards out, but we're sticking with tarot for the time being because this is an interesting story here that is unfolding, so they don't want to break it up. So what else? How is he feeling towards the divine feminine, please? Yeah, he wants to manifest good things with you, divine feminine, you know. He understands, look at this row, I hope you can see it clearly. He understands the connection, he knows you mirror each other, you feel each other's feelings, you are one soul. He knows that he is your Emperor, he wants to step into Emperor energy and be the best Emperor he can be. And he wants to manifest good things with you. I don't mean material things necessarily, but he wants to manifest this perfect relationship with you. He understands that you've been waiting. We have the Hanged Man here. He understands that you've been waiting while he's been deliberating about how to approach you. And he knows that's made you sad, which is why he knows that it's time to step forward, and he wants to. He's feeling it. He's really feeling it at the moment. But this is why he wants to make a good judgment, you know? This is why we saw this. Because, you know, the Two of Swords is, again, a childlike energy, in a sense, in this reading. You know, he is being quite meticulous in his planning, which is why we saw him in the previous spread as being the King of Wands. Because here, he's in, you know, in Two of Swords energy, he wants to avoid sort of just going in blind. He wants to make a good judgment. If he was going in blind, he'd still be in Page of Swords energy, where he's just sort of being quite childlike in his approach, and he knows that's not what you will put up with. He knows that he needs to be an Emperor energy for you, DF. Okay. So there's a real development of the DM's understanding here. Yes, what a beautiful way. So this is how he's seeing you. This is how he's feeling you. He knows that you and I, we have the Lovers card here. He knows that you and him are destined, that you are, you know, going to be blissfully happy together. You know, this is what he's feeling, this is what he's seeing, and he's now understanding your journey. When I say your journey, I mean yours and his. You know, he's now understanding this journey. It doesn't mean it's not scary at times, and it doesn't mean he's trying to navigate it in the best way, because he is trying to be the best Emperor he can be, because he knows that's what you deserve. But this is where he's heading, and that is why he's being careful. Again, this has always been a DM who doesn't want to mess up. And he knows he's messed up in the past. He doesn't want to mess up anymore, you know? So he is going to get the strength to step through the window, and actually, this is about union, DF. This is about union. It's on its way. It's on its way. Again, another beautifully clear message from Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. So I'm going to let's just gather these cards now, and then I'm going to pull a few Love Oracle, because they keep saying we need to use the Love Oracle. So there's obviously a clear message there too. So I'll use the Love Oracle. I'll sort those cards in a minute. We'll use the Love Oracle to see what is going to happen next. We've already seen the journey. We've seen how he feels about you. We see what we want the outcome to be. So what is likely to happen next? What is the DM likely to do next in terms of the journey towards the DF, please? What is the DM likely to do next? Okay, he's going to be very grounded, so he's making solid, logical decisions. We have the base chakra card there. What else is the DM going to do, Spirit? Love it, love it, love it. Look at that. That's Two of Cups energy. That is a Lover's energy, you know, all rolled into one. So let's see what else comes out, because I don't know whether he's going to express his love or whether he's just going to feel his love. I don't know what he's going to do. So let's see. He's going to manifest something beautiful. Didn't that come up in one of the other spreads? We have some repetition here. Amazing. Do we want this one? We do. Yeah, I mean, you know, here he is, much more in control of his emotions. And, you know, he wants to get hold of his emotions. He wants to actually, you know, sort of contain them so that he can come forward in the proper manner in order to express his love to you. But he wants to control them, because he has to control. I mean, I look at that sometimes and I look, you know, this is about not expressing feelings. This is about King of Cups energy. This is about being that king on the island that doesn't express emotion. But in actual fact, in this particular spread here, you know, he's trying to manifest control of his emotions, because what he's got to get control of at the moment is that negativity, the fear that has been dominating so much of the Divine Masculine's journey in recent months. Okay, so that is not a negative card. That's about him being very grounded, about taking control, again, having that strength, because that will enable him to step into Emperor energy. Yeah, because he knows, sorry, I get carried away and I forget to show you them. Dedicated effort, beautiful. He knows that if he gets control, if he manifests this control of his emotions, he can then channel his positive emotions into putting dedicated effort into this relationship. Okay, so remember, this spread is about his intentions towards you. What are the next steps? We've done we did the feelings towards you in the previous spread. We're now doing the next steps. What is going to happen? So this, I mean, these are beautiful cards. Beautiful cards. He's very grounded. He's getting control of his emotions so that he can put in the dedicated effort to bring this loving relationship. What else, please, Spirit? What else? Yeah, if you two have had a fallout, or there's been a separation, or, you know, things have just got off to a slow start, he wants to rebuild now. He wants to put the past behind him. Remember when we saw the, what was it, the Five of Cups energy? Was it the 5 or was it the 4? 5? It's gone straight out of my head, how weird. But anyway, you know the one where the cups were spilt, and I think it was 4. I don't know, I'll have to look now, that's going to annoy me. I should know this. But it's the card that is, you know, with the wine that's spilt and focusing on that. We saw this earlier. He doesn't want to go over old ground, you know. He really doesn't want to go over old ground. He wants to rebuild something with you. I'm pretty sure it's the 4. Or is it the 5? No, I think it's the 5. What is the matter with me tonight? Do you know what? It is so hot in England today. It is so hot. There's actually a breeze, but I've got these heavy curtains closed. There's a breeze just now because we've had a bit of a thunderstorm. But the sun has been so hot that I am absolutely boiling sitting here. So, you know, if my brain's a bit fuzzy at times, as in getting my cups muddled up in my tarot, that's why. Yeah, he wants to bring balance back into this relationship. That's why he wants to rebuild, because, you know, he knows that things have been not so good in the past, and he wants to bring in that balance. So what else is he intending to do? What else is the intention, please? Yeah, he's being very positive about this. You know, his intentions are, you know, that he will be positive and he will succeed. He knows that if he makes the effort, and he knows that's what's required for this relationship to succeed, in order for him to have the love that he wants from his divine feminine, he knows he's got to put in the effort, and that's the only way he's going to succeed here. And he knows it's down to him at the moment, divine feminine. For this particular group of divine feminines, you've been waiting for your divine masculine to, oh gosh, words again, I'm so hot. You've been waiting for your divine masculine to actually find his way. You know, go through his awakening. And this is what's happening for him. It has been happening, you know, for quite some months now. And he knows he's got to take the lead in this situation, and that is what he's intending to do. So again, major positive reading here. Yes, he's feeling unsettled at the moment because he knows this is the time. This is the time that he's stepping out of his comfort zone to step into Emperor energy. And, you know, look what's ahead. Look at the steps that he's going to be taking. That's what I asked Spirit. What are the steps the DM's going to be taking towards the DF, please? And this is what they've given us. So that is why, my lovely DFs, Spirit wanted me to do this reading today, because all day they've been saying in my ear, DM reading, DM reading, DM reading. He had something to say. So here we are. So let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about that. I apologise for the banging doors. My father lives in sheltered accommodation, so there's lots of people coming and going in the corridors. You know, caregivers. Caregivers? Gosh, that was an American phrase. I don't know why I said that. Carers, we would say here. But anyway, So yeah, I'm going to wind the reading up now. Please, if you haven't already subscribed, please join us because we're getting some fascinating readings along the way here. I hope you agree. I'm getting some really positive feedback, which is lovely. So thank you all so much for showing your support. But yeah, I will catch up with you with the next reading. So yeah, that's it, folks. All right, I will talk to you very soon. Take care. Bye.